Hi, it's Gwyn. Welcome back to the Revolver Beatles channel. And it is Christmas here at Revolver Towers. And back by popular demand, it's Mikey Arugula. Hi,
Ho, ho,
Mikey.
ho, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Mikey Arugula wishing you a happy new year.
Loving the
All right,
shirt.
guys. Now, many of you guys know me, and I don't want to take over his channel, but Mikey Santa Arugula loves Christmas because the Beatles love Christmas. And what I'm here to do is share with you some wonderful things about Christmas and the Beatles with my friend here. All right. And I appreciate you inviting me back. And I can see we're both in the spirit of the times.
Absolutely. It's counting down. It's the big countdown.
Yep. So I got a lot of things to talk to you about.
Okay,
And we don't want to be too long winded so that people don't bail on us. Well,
absolutely. Let's
as I
rattle
was
on.
talking to you about before we turned on the camera,
Yeah,
is that you have decided to go see Mr. Sir Paul McCartney this week,
yeah,
right?
you got it.
Now, if you don't know, this guy is in England. I'm in New York. If he was in New York, I'd be going. But he's going now. What
Can't
night?
I can't wait. It's
What
gonna be
night?
it's gonna be great. I'm going on Wednesday night. I can't wait for it. It's going to be a big bash. Hopefully, a bit of Christmas theme in with the performance as well. He's doing wonderful Christmas time by all accounts. So hey, there we go.
Yeah, yeah. No, listen. And look, let's be real. Paul McCartney's not a youngster. All right. And you never know when he's going to wake up and say, you know what, I need to take a break for a while. Because he's been doing this nonstop since 19, I would say 57. Okay.
Mhm.
He's out of control with energy. As you know, everybody knows he does like a 3 hour show. I don't know how he never has to go to the bathroom. Okay. At his age, I got to go every hour, man. This guy doesn't go for 3 hours. He's unbelievable.
Yeah,
All right.
he's a force of nature, and Ringo too. To be fair.
Yeah. 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 So talking about Ringo
Hmm.
and Paul, my feeling is because it's London, it's their home, meaning your country. Okay. Ringo, the last time Paul did this, showed up. Okay. I remember
Yeah.
seeing it on YouTube. So, hopefully you'll be in for a special treat. Now, what I wanted to do for you guys, besides breaking out some of the presents in here, Mikey Arugula has a couple of shows on YouTube, and I already opened up some presents. But I happen to have a few leftovers here because it was such a long episode, we couldn't open them all. So, by the way, here's like a little thing from Christmas that Ringo had when he had his Christmas album. All right. Uh, there you go. You got the big one. I got a little one. Yeah,
That's the
yeah, yeah.
album.
So in my episode for Christmas, I showed this program.
Mm.
Now it says another Beatles Christmas show. And what we're talking about right now is Mr. Paul McCartney. He's been doing Christmas shows for years. All right. And was like one of the ones that he did in London back at the end of 1964. What I wanted to just do quickly, because I know people like to see memorabilia, is show you some of the programs that Mikey went to the concerts. Because I've seen Paul McCartney 30 times, man. When he goes on tour, sometimes I go 5 times. All right. So the first time I saw him, I don't have the program, I really don't have it anymore. When Wings, 1976,
Wow.
he came to New York. I saw him in the Nassau Coliseum and Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
Crappy seats. I was happy to be there. Of course, I was disappointed. In those days, he didn't play a lot of Beatles stuff. Okay. He might have done Lady Madonna or something, but that was about it. Okay. He was wings, 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 wings. Okay. Then I went to this. Let me see. The next time I went, I think it was before this, but I don't remember. Then I went to this 89 one. Okay. They called it the Paul McCartney World Tour. But then I started making some money. Okay. So I just want to give you the history of this. After 9/11, Paul
Uh-huh.
McCartney came back strong. As you know, I didn't go to the 9/11 concert, even though I was in New York. But people know the story of how he was on the runway in New York. He saw the plane, the tower, the fire, and he got involved and he wrote the song Freedom, and he
Mhm.
was involved in putting the event together. Then he went on tour immediately after, and he came out with this tour, the Driving Rain Tour.
Yeah.
Unbelievable music. Now, what I'm getting at is now I'm in the height of my working career. I said, you know what? I'm tired of these nosebleed seats. Okay. And in 2005, they started to introduce these fan asylum type tickets
Yeah.
where you could get like first, second, or third row. So me and my son, I took my son because I groomed him on the Beatles. Okay. And we flew down for opening night in Miami. Okay. And we saw Paul McCartney open up the tour. Okay. In Miami, third row. Unbelievable. And someone yelled out in my row, crazy, Yellow Submarine. He heard it. The band started playing Yellow Submarine.
Hi.
Okay. It's only at that event. They didn't do the whole song. And he goes, no, that's Ringo. Stop, guys. That's Ringo's song. Okay. So I just thought I'd tell you that story. Now, in 2008, here's what I did. Because Mikey's a total Beatles screwball. And I'll make it quick because I know I'm starting to lose you guys. I flew my son and I down to Liverpool.
All right.
That was the
Okay.
year that they had the Liverpool Sound event in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Okay. And we went on one of these events again where we got great seats. And then not only was my first time in Liverpool, so not only did we see Paul McCartney play in the stadium, we went to John's house, Paul's house. We did
Yes.
the whole tour thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to the church where they met, and I didn't never realize what a beautiful city Liverpool is.
Yeah.
I would recommend anybody who goes to Europe or they want to make a destination event, go to Liverpool.
It's a special
Right?
place. It really is.
Yeah. And you see all the things that the Beatles wrote about or talked about in their music, whether it's Strawberry Fields or you go to his house. And in those days, also there was a little lady who lived in Ringo's house,
Hmm.
and she would like to talk. I'm sure she's no longer alive. All right, but it was unbelievable. Am I okay to keep talking?
Yeah. Go. Go. Go.
Okay,
Go.
let me just keep going quickly. In 2009,
Yeah.
Paul
Yeah.
McCartney and Ringo did a special event. Here's my ticket at the Radio City Music Hall, the David Lynch Foundation.
Yeah.
All right. You can see these things on YouTube, but it was a great concert. There were a lot of celebrities there, but Paul McCartney was the headliner, and Ringo played separately. Paul played separately, and then they played together.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the best thing I ever did, though, and I told you, I saw the Beatles in Shea, okay, in 66, but the most exciting concert I've ever was at, once again, I took my son,
Yeah.
was Ringo's 70th birthday at Radio City.
Yeah.
Here's the program, okay? Now, so you know Mikey really went. Here I am in front of Radio City with my son, okay? Here's Paul McCartney, who showed up for Ringo's 70th birthday. If you've never seen this video, first of all, the concert was over, okay?
Yeah.
Yoko was there, all kinds of celebrities, and they cut up a cake that was like a drum set. They were
Yeah.
cutting it up. And Ringo had no idea that Paul was coming and that there was a party after the event. Now, Mikey didn't go to the party. I wasn't invited, okay? But I was lucky enough to be in that concert. And while they're celebrating and singing happy birthday to him normal and cutting up the cake, they're rolling in a bass amp. Okay? The amp wasn't there. And people figured the concert was over. Then the lights go off. And then Paul McCartney comes out. I swear I could have had like a heart attack. It was the most exciting thing because you kind of wanted it, but you thought it was over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Paul McCartney shows up and he's they only did one song, Birthday, but Ringo he was off the stage. Then he comes back running on. He gets on the drums, and it's my understanding Joe Walsh put this party together,
All right.
and
Makes
and
sense.
because Joe Walsh, as you know, is Ringo's brother-in-law,
Hmm.
right? And that was a real exciting event. All right. Last two more programs to just show you is like City Field. Okay. When they opened up City Field, which was like where the Mets play.
Yeah.
Paul loves to open up things and close things. That's his thing. Like he likes to be the last guy and the first guy in. This is the opening of that. And then this is where I saw him. I was sitting next to Chevy Chase, Mayor Bloomberg, Bon Jovi. That's how good my seats were for this concert. Okay. This was Yankee Stadium.
All
So
right.
as you can see, once again, Mikey is out of control. That's my story.
Absolutely. Some great memories there. Great
Yeah.
memories.
Now, you've seen Paul, right?
No, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Plenty of times.
yeah. So there you go. So, what was the favorite memory of seeing Paul? Was it the first time you saw him or what?
I think the favorite for me was when I saw him in 2016, 2015 actually, at the venue that I'm going to on Wednesday, the O2, because it was the first time that I'd taken my kids. We went as a family,
Yeah.
and that just made it extra special. So like you were saying with your son,
Yep.
I brainwashed my kids into Beatle music since very earliest days, but to be able to go with them and to share the experience of going to see Paul and all these songs, which they knew as well as anybody else, was just a special moment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was
I
cool.
always bring along my son-in-law or my daughter. I mention my son because, he's like the first one. But sure, I drag along people. I I try and indoctrinate them. I got a granddaughter now. I bought all Beatles stuff, and I'm trying to work on her, and she knows the names of the four Beatles and the whole thing.
Just keep on passing it down the generations.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the goal, by the way, of my videos. When
Yeah,
I do the videos, everybody, I try and do a little bit for everybody so that you become a little educated. And this is my bag where I had some presents. I got a couple of presents left in here that I didn't open. So if it's
okay,
okay with you, I'll open them now.
go for it. Let's see what
Okay?
you got.
All right. Oh, this one. All right. So this is a program too, but not. It's an unusual program. Oh, this one I just bought recently on eBay. It's really a weird item, but I thought you'll really like it. So what it is that okay, this is a wrestling program. You see, All Star Wrestling from the King's Hall in Belfast. All
Right.
right. Yeah, except watch what happens when I turn it over.
Ah,
The
okay.
Beatles played Belfast on Monday, November 2nd, 1964. And
Wow.
this is saying they're coming. Okay. Now, guys, Belfast is Northern Ireland.
Yeah,
Okay. You don't even think of them playing Northern Ireland. So this is an unusual, I thought, a nice little weird item
yeah,
that it's like really for wrestling because they have wrestling there, right? Uh, and they show you coming events. And then on the back, they say, oh, by the way, the world's greatest attraction, the Beatles, will be coming to
yeah.
where they are watching a wrestling event.
Yeah,
That's a pretty cool item.
that is a nice item.
All right, let me open this one. I'm trying to do this quickly. Uh-oh. Oh,
Oh, we like a bit of suspense, Mikey.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's
I'm,
not that exciting, believe me.
let me
Okay.
just take a sip of my little Christmas drink, my tipple.
Oh, yeah, take some of that. I hope it's got something good in it.
It's a Negroni.
All right. So look,
Mm,
John Lennon was very proud of his Happy Christmas, War is Over record. First
yeah,
of all, the message is about peace, right? And it's the right message for Christmas. He recorded it very late in the year.
yeah,
So it didn't hit number one right away. But in subsequent years, it was released and put into what in the old days they have in the diners in Long Island, New York, everywhere, you had a machine where you could put a quarter in and you
Yeah.
could listen to the music while you're eating. And
Yep.
this is what
Oh,
the
well, like
little
the card.
sheets were.
Okay.
You see the sheets?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know if you can read it, but these are the little descriptions when you chose to listen to the record.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, this is a little oddball item. Okay, um, and that's really all I can show you more things, but they're not kind of Christmas related, you know. So I'm going to leave it to you, Gwen, to let me know what you want to talk about.
Well, I thought as you shared something for you, I'm going to share a Christmas or a couple of Christmas memories for me. So I'm going to show you the first Christmas present that I got that was Beatles related. This is
Oh,
1978, and Father Christmas was very good enough to give me this. Now,
nice.
62 to 66 on red vinyl, so it's a bit special. But this was for me, I was what, 12, I think, at the time. That was a real special album to have, and to have a really great introduction to the music of the
So
Beatles.
that's how you got introduced to the Beatles with that album.
No, I had an album before that. I already had the Beatles live at the Hollywood Bowl, but that was my
Okay,
second album, and I got it for Christmas.
so you
So
got that under the tree.
yeah, that was under the tree,
Yep,
Christmas
yep.
1978. And the following year was a special year for Beatle fans in the UK because Christmas 79, the BBC had a series of Christmas movies, all Beatles films. So all the Beatle movies played back to back week over the course of the Christmas period. And for for many of us, it was the first time seeing these movies. They just hadn't been on TV or anywhere else. They hadn't been accessible. We hadn't seen them. Magical Mystery Tour hadn't been on British TV since 1967. So,
Yep, yep. Matter of fact, you probably, in my show, okay? This is the 16
oh yeah, yeah,
millimeter print of Magical Mystery Tour that this is how it was shipped to the movie theater. All
yeah,
right. And this goes back. This is original, and I know it's original because the collector who bought it at the time, who's no longer alive, it was shipped to him here in 1972, which
yeah,
is a long time ago already.
yeah, yeah.
And inside are the two reels with the sound of the film. All right.
Brilliant.
Obviously, now you can get the film on VHS, CD, DVD, but what people have to remember is when we were young, that you couldn't on demand watch something.
No way.
Okay. It was on, and then you'd have to wait 12 more years to see it again.
Yeah,
Okay. Once VHS came out, is that the format they had in England or they had the different
yeah,
format?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was VHS.
Now you had bootleggers like you did with records. Okay. They would bootleg films. And I used to collect like bootleg Beatle films copies. They were like fifth generation hazy copies of things that you wanted to watch. All
Yeah.
right. Um, anyway, uh, Beatles, we've always lived our lives around the Beatles stuff. It's amazing, right? Yeah,
So
yeah.
let me ask you a couple of questions about this year. Okay, so we're approaching the end of the year, so let's have a little thoughts of what were some of the highlights for you this year. What items were absolute favorites? You've been opening these boxes all year, Mikey.
Yeah.
Some of them, there's got to be a couple of favorites in
No,
particular.
no, no. So first of all, the highlight is that I tell everybody I've been collecting Beatle memorabilia for 60 years. But until April, the end of April this year, I
Yeah.
had never done a video.
Okay.
Okay. So this year is a special year because it's the year of sharing with someone like you and the audience my love for the Beatles, where I said it's about time.
Yeah.
Okay. For years, I've been collecting these things. I buy them. I don't look at them. I don't open the boxes. I said, why don't I start? Like, what am I saving this crap for? Okay. Let me start sharing it with everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm having a lot of fun. I tell everybody, it's not about making any money. I'm not looking to sell anything. If anything, I've blown some crazy money already. I got in today. I can't show it to you because it's in the other room. I got a Ringo full set of the Ringo cell call or whatever it's called drum kit.
All
Like
right.
over here, you see Ringo's head, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's another one though, the Noel Common one with the faces on it, and I got the stand, and I got the symbols, and I got the book. I just got it in. Okay, so I'm out of control. All right. So what's my favorite item? It's not that I have favorite items. My favorite thing is doing what I'm doing right now. I don't want to work anymore. I'm like, I'd rather do this all day.
Fantastic. We're glad that you are. We're glad that you are.
And I appreciate you inviting me.
It's
And by the way, everybody out there, I said this in my last on my video on YouTube. If you don't like me, write to me. The more attention I get, the happier I am. If you don't like me, I'll try and convert you. I'm trying to entertain you. I'm not trying to be obnoxious. I'm trying to be a lovable, happy, old character who likes the Beatles, wants to share things with you. That's all.
perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
No, but
what,
awesome.
what about any thoughts before we wrap this up, Mikey? Any thoughts for next year? Got any ambitions?
Yeah, my ambition is to open all my boxes.
Okay.
That's my goal. My goal is I might have to do a marathon. Okay. Some of the boxes are not that exciting. See, like, look, it's also Hanukkah, right? Coming up. I have an item in here. Okay. I know what it is. It's not exciting. I got hundreds of items, but this item, nothing exciting about it. But I bought it. But I'll still open it. But so I open 100 items. Who's going to care? Some of them are crappy. Like, see this? Okay. This is a Beatle wallet from Israel. That's why it was in the Happy Hanukkah bag.
Okay.
I know it came from Israel. I opened it up. I already looked to see to what it looked like, but I rewrapped it. But I just want to show you. It's crazy. It came with 2 pictures of the guys who owned this wallet. These pictures are like from Israel. Okay, the guy forgot to take his pictures out. All right, but on here it has a picture of the Beatles, but it also has Ricky Nelson, Peter and Gordon. Boy,
Yeah,
Peter Ash looks a lot different today, man.
he does.
Then again, Mikey looks a lot
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
And then Terry Donahue. I don't even know who that guy. Oh, Troy Donahue.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
New to me.
So I got 100 items like this. Anything with Beatles on, I buy. All right. But that's it, man.
Well, I really appreciate your time, Mikey. It's always good to chat to you. I'm going to raise a glass to you now. Cheers to you.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Here you go.
What? Okay. Cheers.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful new year. Okay. A great Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Just let's have peace on earth, like John Lennon would say. Let's try and all get along. That for next year. Let's forget all the kookiness and how we're different and think about how we're more in common. And the one thing about the Beatles was their message was always about love, right? From Love Me Do to the last lines in Abbey Road. Okay? It's all about loving and enjoying each other. So God bless you all, as Tiny Tim would say.
I couldn't have put it better myself, Mikey. Thanks very much again. And I hopefully in the new year we'll get to do some more chats too.
And I want to hear all about Paul McCartney in a few days.
There'll be videos. Watch this space.
I'm going to be excited to watch it.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Bye.